Hi guys, it's Sam from Creatively Sam's. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my posts. Today's video is Furry placemats and Frosty napkin rings. These were so easy to do you won't believe it. It took almost no time at all, and if you want to see how I did this, stay tuned. It's coming up next. I actually had gotten several of these from the Dollar Tree. For some reason, they run out of them. So when I see them, I grab them because they are nice and furry. The other day I was looking at this, and it's 16 by 24 inches. There's a lot you can do with 16 by 24 inches, which would make 16 by 12 if you cut this in half. But I didn't know if it would work for a plate. So what I did was fold it in half . And a plate fits on that nicely. And it is actually 15 by 12. And I thought that's not a bad size for a placemat. I usually make my placemats a little bigger than that, but yeah, this isn't too bad. So the first thing I did was I cut it in half. Now, this does not fray when it's cut, so you don't even have to sew it. You can just leave it as is. The underside of these, and the way I can tell it's the underside is because that's where the tag is, but the underside is a lot furrier than the front of it. And the more I look at this, the more I think I don't like seeing this sewed edge. So I'm going to cut this off on the three sides, and it's basically done. Well, I got the edges all cut off, and I could leave it like that if I wanted, but these are post-it notes, and I'm going to measure 1 inch by 1 inch . And I'm going to connect the dots. I'm going to cut that out. And I'm going to use this little triangle as a pattern to cut the corners off. And I'm going to repeat that on all 4 corners on each one of them. And I've got all the corners cut off, and it's always amazed me how just something as simple as removing the corners on placemats gives it a lot more character. And there is plenty of room for the utensils and napkins and whatever else you're going to put on here. Okay, I've got some clear napkin rings. I also have wood, which I could have painted white, but I decided to do this instead. And I measured this, and it's roughly 3/4 of an inch by 5.5. So I made myself a little pattern, and I pinned it on the fur, and I'm just going to cut out 4 of these. And that's going to go right around here. And there is going to be a little overlap. I'll cut off anything that I don't need, but better to have more than not enough. Okay, I got my double stick tape out. I honestly don't think this is going to need a whole lot of hot glue, if anything, maybe just at the end. But I'm going to just put this down the center. And then just press this on. And I think I am going to cut a lot of this off. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on the back of the end of this. And bring that up. And I have these from the Dollar Tree. I got tons and tons of them the last couple years, and they're little snowflakes. And I don't know if I want them to be permanent or not, so I'm just going to use the adhesive that's on the back. If I wanted them to be permanent, I would use the hot glue. And I'm just going to put that in the center and press. And I'll see how I like them. I may add one on either side. Well, you know my passion for bling, so I'm going to use the 3. So I'll finish up the other ones and be back when I'm done. And there they are done, and I think that bling is exactly what they needed. It gives you something to look at, it makes them a little more noticeable. They're not exactly over the top, which it could have done, but I refrained. And I think they're going to set off plain white napkins beautifully. I am so pleased with the way these turned out. The placemats I love white fur to begin with, and I especially love it at winter. I don't know why, but for some reason white fur just says winter to me. And these napkin rings, there's just enough bling to give attention, but not so much that it's gaudy. And I cannot wait to put these into a tablescape. And I already have the entire tablescape in my mind, so stay tuned for that. And as always, if you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and happy creating, everyone.